Hi, my name is Isabel Green from Wood River High School. I propose the following: an overriding ethical obligation to protect and preserve extraterrestrial microbial life and ecosystems should be incorporated into international law. Contention 1. Human impacts. Subpoint A. Dr. Sarah M. Glazer said, "I think that it would be very likely that our presence would have a big impact on the food webs if we decided to start harvesting. As some of the studies of marine ecosystems in particular show that humans, even at very small levels of harvesting, even 10,000 years ago, had some pretty demonstrable impacts on the ecosystems on which they started tinkering. There was some work done by Jeremy Jackson and a lot of people in his lab at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography show that even before the colonization of North America by Europeans, that Native Americans had a huge impact on fisheries and even non-fisheries ecosystems. So even small amounts of harvesting tend to have very large impacts on food webs. So there are some very strong connections. Leave the beach as you found it reads the typical recommendation to tourists in coastal areas. These guidelines are needed to preserve the quality of the beach for its plants and animals and the ocean itself. This is a perfect example of what is being done for space. Safe Space Magazine. Subpoint B. Without this law, we will be damaging microbial life. Glazer in 2016 said, "There is an argument that could be made that if we have the prerogative to protect any form of life from extinction, humans don't follow that prerogative here on Earth. We wipe out species before we've even discovered them. Some of those are vertebrate and invertebrate species that have much higher life forms than microbes. But if you're talking about a planet that only has microbial life, then you're talking about the highest form of life that exists on that particular planet. To take a risk of potentially wiping out a species, given the way species interact with one another, given the way that keystone species and the food webs are really critical to the function of the entire ecosystem, it could have consequences that go far beyond the extinction of one species. If we just go to a planet without making any effort to preserve or protect the microbial life, we could potentially destroy species or entire ecosystems. This would ruin any chance of furthering our scientific knowledge using extraterrestrial microbial life. Contention 2. The lives of extraterrestrial microbial life and ecosystems are not ours to mess with. Carl Sagan in Cosmos said, "If there is life on Mars, I believe we should do nothing with Mars. Mars then belongs to Martians. Even if there are only microbes, might this afford Martian microbes at a level of value we're not used to ascribing to such primitive life forms? Might it afford Martian microbes rights, as suggested by Carl Sagan's admonition? Regardless of one's intellectual rationalizing, it does seem intuitively responsible that extraterrestrial life, no matter how primitive, should be valued differently from Earth microbes." PBS. We can't just go to another planet and take away the life that is there. One important thing to do here is to put ourselves in their shoes. Even though they may only be tiny microbes, they are still a life form, and we need to respect that. We need to think about how we would feel in this situation. I know humans would not be okay with aliens coming into our planet and taking us away. Contention 3. Bringing back extraterrestrial microbial life and ecosystems could harm the Earth. Margaret Race, PhD, said, "Since the beginning of the space program at the time of Sputnik, there has been a concern about the need for planetary protection, the prevention of human-caused biological cross-contamination between the Earth and other solar system bodies. Although the probability is low because of the harshness of space environments, it is possible that a hitchhiker, bacteria, and other organisms transported on the spacecraft and equipment might cause irreversible changes in the environments of other planets or interfere with scientific exploration for life. In conclusion, I would like to state that I am proud to uphold the proposition." Thank you.